You guys can hear me? Okay, you can. Alright, I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet. I'm gonna go random play on defense. And let's go random. Should we do? Actually, we'll go forward. Let's just start. Alright, beautiful play right here. Okay. So, right now, I have no idea what he's in. I'm going to guess cover 3 off rip because you have a guy, it's either cover 3 or cover 1 clearly. There's the only 2 options it could be. You have a safety deep and the outside 2 corners are off except for the guy on the right. He's down a little bit because his man is Ferguson. So I'm going to guess off rip this looks like cover 1. So I'm going to go to the lineman. So since it's cover 1, I'm going to put X on an in and R1 on an out. Just in case it's man. Just in case it's man. If it's zone, I'm immediately looking for triangle because the only zone he could possibly be in right now is cover 3, unless it's like a disguise invert, but that's horrible. That's just not going to work, okay? So let's look what he's in. Okay, show play art. Okay, it is an invert. So this is a really horrible defense that you're never going to see. So I'm going to wait, I'm going to throw it here, and I'm going to score a touchdown because the guy was in a hard fought. All right, next play. So right now, this looks like man-to-man. There's nobody on the right side of the field. This looks like cover 1 man. It might be a blitz, but it's 100% man-to-man. I'm going to show you the play art. Yep, cover 1 man. Because you can see literally nobody is on the right side of the field. No corners, no secondary players, and everybody's head up staring at their guy. So since it's man-to-man, I'm probably going to put circle on a zig and get him some room. I'll put triangle on a slant. I could motion Lamb over for more room, but I'm just going to get him out of there just so I have more room to work with on the left side of the field because he's just going to clear out and it's going to make just 2 people guarding 2 guys. So I could put him on a streak here just to clear out that hook, just to occupy that hook right there, that yellow hook, and the blue safety deep. So I'm just going to say go. I'm going to wait. I'm going to pick my poison. He's open. Hit him. Gone. Easy 15 yards. Okay, next. All right, so this looks like cover 4 because you have outside on Lamb corner. He's about 9 yards off. You have 2 safeties, and then you have another corner over here. So this looks like cover 4. It could be a cover 3 cloud, but it looks like cover 4 off rip. So immediately I see 3 down linemen. I'm probably going to audible a run in this situation, but for just the sake of like this whole thing, and I'm going to pass every single play. So here you can look for a check down. So if you know they're in cover 4, I'm pretty much always going to put a running back on an in. Most of the time I'm going to put a running back on an anyway because that's your safety valve. And I could, I don't know, maybe put X on a streak to occupy both of those zones if they're in zone. And that means if he doesn't use your circle's going to come free, but you got to throw it quick before he gets to the 2 zones. Or you can throw it real quick right away if you watch the slot corner. Okay, so let's see what he's in. Okay, so it's a cover 3, but it's a blitz. This is Danny's play. So this is exactly what I was talking about whenever I said you could hit the slot quick. But this, you have to watch it, though, a little bit because you'd also have to keep an eye on the safety. So this is a little bit different situation where if you notice the guy's blitzing right away, you'd have to just kind of peek to the next level because if there's a blitzer, unless there's a guy behind him, I mean, you have a touch. If there's no guy behind him, you have a touchdown. If there is a guy behind him, which in this case there always is going to be because he's right on the line of scrimmage. He has 2 guys behind him. So if the slot corner on Cooks blitzes, you know there's going to be somebody behind him playing zone. So say go, see he drops down, and you can wait and fire it over top of him because you know he has to come down and play the seam flat. If not, nobody's there, you hit X underneath, or you hit the running back underneath on the end. This looks like a man blitz off rip because everybody's about 7 yards off even, and everybody's kind of aligned, and the safety's aligned with 13. So I'm going to guess that superstar on Gallup is blitzing. No, he's not. So who is blitzing? Both linebackers are blitzing. So it's pretty much the same thing. Just one guy off. So in a situation like this, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do your man beater. So something like that. I mean, you pretty much have 2 routes, options, circle, whoever they use, you throw to the other one. So if you go here, it's circle, wide open, just missed the throw. See what the next play looks like. Okay, this is just a gadget play. Obviously, he's in 3 deep. Looks like a zone because there's nobody covering Gallup. Cover 2, just wait, whatever, go down. Alright. Okay. So, oh shit, I almost looked at it. Okay, so this looks like cover 3 off rip. I mean, they're not going to align like that if they're in man. You have fucking 2 guys on the right side of the field and a linebacker. So if they're in man, that would just be a really funky matchup. So this is pretty obviously cover 3. Yeah, cover 3. So what I'm doing right now in my mind is I'm staring at the guy on Cooks. And as soon as he goes one way, in my mind I already know it's zone. So as soon as he moves out of Cooks' way, I'm firing in there. If they use the seam, I'm throwing it to Gallup. You can also, if you want to have another option, is put him on an out. And you can kind of just chill, wait, and then hit the out. Or they're actually going to make a bad throw. Okay, next. So this is clearly a blitz. He runs up just like that. Everybody's on line of scrimmage. The safety doesn't come up like that unless it's a blitz. So, whoa, oh, there we go. So I'm gonna guess a cover 2 blitz, but it could be cover 3 blitz with a hard flat. So yeah, this is just a weird gadget defense. That's not a base. I mean, it's kind of hard to read gadget defenses without obviously knowing like the exact play they're running, because like this is another blitz, so I don't even know what it's in. I'm just gonna say go. Looks like cover 3 right away. Go. I'm trying to get them in cover 2. It's the only fucking defense. Like this is clearly man to man. I mean, no safety deep, cover 0 man to man. So block the running back. X is probably going to be guarded by either one of the 2 outside guys. One of them's blitzing, one of them's staying. And then, I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want from there. I mean, it's man to man, so do your man beaters. You can go, I don't know, let's go, you can, for the sake, we'll motion somebody over. Go streak here, slant, block him, or you could even send him deep to kind of occupy somebody. And then go. Got him. Bad throw. But this is off rip. I already know because I've run this play before. This is a 4-4 free safety zone or man blitz. So everybody's in man to man, and the free safety's coming down. And you can see he's in 4-4-2 because there's 4 linemen and there's 4 linebackers by the way they're standing. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. And look, you can see clearly it's a man blitz, free safety blitz right up the middle. So, I mean, I'm just going to pick a play just for the sake of it, but you know what to do in that situation. I'm just talking about reading the defense. I don't know why they haven't run cover 2 yet. This is another fucking blitz, so let's just skip this play. I really want them to run cover 2, just like another fucking blitz. Are you serious? Okay. Come on. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just trying to go against 3 deep. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'm just trying to help. This looks like... Okay, so this looks like a cover... It's either a corner blitz on the left, or it's like a cover 3 cloud, or maybe a cover... cover 3 cloud, or cover 6 maybe, but it looks like a cover 3 cloud because Lamb's guy is pressed upon the line of scrimmage. The other side is not pressed. So this immediately tells me that it's some kind of coverage where it's not symmetrical on both sides of the field. So, he's like really close to Lamb. So he's either playing hard flat or blitzing. There's no way he's covering Lamb being that close. Like he's like almost offside. And the way the linebacker came up on the line of scrimmage, that kind of shows me that he's either bluffing or something's just weird about this play. So this is kind of a tough example, but you'll pick up on this. If it's lopsided like this, you know it's not a symmetrical defense on both sides of the field. So it is a corner blitz, but he does get out of there, which is very surprising to me. So I probably would have threw a pick on this play, but kind of got me. But once again, you can hit the seam. If I knew it was cover 3. But you would kind of read that. That's the post-snap part of it. Like if I would have said go and I knew that he bailed, even though I wasn't expecting him to bail, the corner on Lamb, I would have then had to go through my progressions. And honestly, in a game, I probably would have got sacked or threw a pick there. It would have been my mistake. But here, a very obvious zone. Looks like a cover 3 zone. I mean, if it was man, who would be guarding Cooks? So it has to be zone. It looks like a cover 2 invert. Oh, yeah, they keep fucking... I hate how all these random plays are always fucking weird plays that nobody runs. It's a disguise, but I mean, in that situation, it was cover 2 invert, but it was really just like a cover 3. So I'm only gonna run a couple more plays so I don't bore you guys, but this looks like it could be cover. I'm not too sure. It could be cover. Like, this is a situation where I really don't know exactly what he's in. It looks like it could be a cover 3 cloud, or I don't know. I'm gonna check it out and see what it is. Cover 1. Just run the play. I mean, you're not gonna be perfect all the time. Like, even me, I fuck up all the time in terms of what the coverages is. But if you just have a right idea, even if you're wrong, you can still pick them apart if you hit the right spots. So, like here, this is, I've never seen this alignment before, so let's see what this is. Cover 3. I guess I don't know why those two guys that had in front of Gallup, I don't know why they're cluttered together like that. Like, that's just weird. So let's get this over with. They haven't ran cover 2 base one time. I'll show how you can recognize that. This is cover 2. This looks like, no, it's, I see. I originally thought this was cover 2, but you see how far over the safety is on Cooks? If it was cover 2, the safety would be in between Gallup and Cooks. So this is some kind of disguise play. It could be like a man blitz, double mug play. Okay, it is just base cover 2. So he just slid over just a little bit more, which is odd. I probably don't see that very much. But the way you can immediately tell if it's cover 2 is by the corners on the outside. They're not going to be pressed up like man. They're not going to be off like cover 3 or zone, or a cover 3 or a cover 1. They're going to be like 4 or 5 yards off like that, just kind of chill in there. So if you know it's cover 2, I mean, if you understand the game, you know how to attack it. I mean, you go something like this, kind of occupy everybody because they only got 2 guys deep. You could even do that because outside guys playing the flat, that superstar on the 20-yard line is playing deep. That safety right above X, directly above X, he's playing deep, and the superstar on the right side, he's playing flats. So, I mean, from there, it's just kind of like, you know, pick your poison. You got 3 to beat 2. So, and you'll pick up more on it as you go and go because, like, you'll see, like, okay, I see this guy's aligned this way, or I see that the corner's 5 off instead of 10 off, so I know it's got to be some kind of flat play unless it's a disguise. Disguises, I mean, you can't count them because, I mean, they're called disguise for a reason, so I'm just talking about base coverages. So this looks just like cover 3. Yeah, cover 3. 3 guys deep. So go, you know what to do, hit the seam, fall down, 20-yard gain. So that's pretty much the base. I mean, this is double safety blitz, man-to-man blitz. I mean, you can see what goes from there. Now let me just go in real quick to let's go with man blitz. So just go like this. So it really doesn't matter what formation I show. Here, I'll do this. This is all, I'm gonna do 3 plays, all man blitz. So when you're in bunch, you see like this, it's kind of hard to tell they're in man, but the way that I can tell is because whenever, like, think like whenever you run the defensive plays, how your team lines up. So I remember I like this play a lot. Both linebackers are blitzing. You're in man-to-man across the board, both linebackers are blitzing. You're going to get pressure pretty quick. But I remember every time I run this play that all 3 of those guys line up on one side of the field if they're in tight. So that's just kind of a way that you can kind of remember, like, okay, whenever I pick this play, if they line up this way, I remember that's that play. So, I mean, from then you just kind of attack it how you would any kind of man-to-man. I mean, bench is really a zone play, but you could run it against man too. This, clearly man-to-man across the board because you got the safety. It does look cover 2-ish, so I will say that. It definitely does look cover 2-ish because those guys are about 5 off. But you see that everybody's lined up on somebody across the board. Everybody has somebody. So that's your indicator of it being man-to-man. So I don't know why Dak fucking sucks. But I'll do one more like this. Hopefully it's a split. Alright, it's not. So we'll go. Here, let me audible real quick. Alright, so just like this. Clearly man-to-man. Everybody pretty much has a man. Safety's down a little bit. That kind of indicates he's not playing deep. So there you go. You just kind of go through your shit, and you know the rest. All right, I'm gonna do just a couple more, I promise. Okay, we'll go. I hope I got that right. Did I? No, I didn't. Oh my fucking gosh, I did it again. What the fuck? Alright, cover 2 man. Alright, this is pretty much the easiest one. If they're ever lined up like this, 2 guys deep and everybody stacked up across the board, it's super obvious it's man-to-man. Now, a little disclaimer. A lot of guys in the league, I shouldn't say a lot, a couple guys in the league run base all the time, which means that you're always going to line up in the same exact alignment all the time. Then you have no idea what the fuck they're in. So most of the time when people run base line, they're always in zone, because if they were in man, you'd have 3 guys on one side of the field and only 2 defenders because they're in base. And the other side of the field, you could have 2 defenders and 1 man. So it's like if they were in man, it just wouldn't work. So most of the time when guys run base, they're in zone. And I mean, if you know somebody's in zone, you can kind of pick them apart that way, especially if you guess the right zone that they're in. But like, this is very simple how you tell they're in cover 2 man, 2 safeties deep, everybody's stacked up across the board. And then you can kind of just look at somebody and see off like post snap how they move, and you can tell super easily that it's man. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, like, here, this is another example. This is very, you can pretty much tell this is, unless it's a disguise, like I said. I mean, it's rare, but unless it's a disguise, this really looks like cover 2. What I always do against cover 2 is pretty much something, this is like the prime cover 2 play. This is how you beat cover 2 right here. So even if a lot of times, like C does a lot, and so do I, we'll put the M, you see the Mike, the guy with the M above him, the Mike linebacker, if you put him on a deep blue, that kind of helps cover the deep responsibilities, but even then, you can kind of just, what the fuck? You can kind of just like wait for a second and hit the sideline, because they're in cover 2, which means the sideline and deep middle are the weaknesses. Corner routes work well against cover 2 as well. If they're like 12 to 15 yards, if they're shorter than that, the flat corner just kind of can jump up and pick it off. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basis of like reading coverages and stuff. I mean, obviously you got to play, and post snap obviously means a lot too, but like, it's all about recognizing what they're in and like who you're looking at and stuff like that. I probably left out a couple things on this, but I don't know. It's all about just playing and recognizing the coverages and then kind of taking it from there. And like looking, I know a lot of people say like don't pick a receiver before you snap the ball, like you read the field. That has some truth, but it also doesn't. Like, you should pretty much pick a receiver and like, okay, if this defender does this and I know where my receiver is going. If he does this, I'm throwing it. If he doesn't do that and he stays on him, I'm not throwing him, I'm going to somebody else. So you kind of have that mindset. So it wouldn't take too long. 18 minutes.